What do you make of what we've heard so far? As I say, we've got a pretty good indication of what Rachel Reeves is about to say tomorrow afternoon. Your thoughts on it, sir? Afternoon.
Yeah. Well, first of all, obviously it's been leaked out so that we can all take the blow or take what's coming to us. There's more leaks from her from the government than a plumbing company attend to.
It's not a very good plumbing company if there's leaks left, right and centre, Charlie, to be fair.
Well, they attend to. Anyhow, the main thing that she's talking about here is increasing minimum wage, which is a great way. There's no two ways about that. They shouldn't be paid a minimum wage, they should be paid a living wage. But unfortunately, the small amount she's putting on for under 18s is about, I think it's 40 pence an hour, so it's 20 quid a day. 20 quid a week, so it's next to nothing, isn't it, really, for them. The next one up, over 21, I think they're going to raise it from $6.78 to about £12 something, which is great. So
it's £11.44 to £12.12. So it's about a 60p.
You've got the figures. I've only got a brain. So yes, it's a great thing. Will it be an extra burden on businesses and employers? Yes, it will be. With that, and plus obviously the national insurance going up another 2%, they say. So it's going to be a big burden on businesses. I don't necessarily think it's the right move. I think a lot of people are not going to take on the youngsters now. They're not going to take on apprentices because of the increase, even though I think it's due, but they're not going to be taking them on. And obviously with these workers' rights that they're coming out with, having a contract from day one, that is also going to stop businesses taking people on.
Why would that stop businesses taking people on?
Okay, because youngsters tend to move around a lot. And the fear is that you may take on a few youngsters and all of a sudden they decide to go, and then they may play the unfair dismissal card on you. So businesses are quite scared of that. And I know that for a fact. I've been talking to a few, and popular hairdressers in the West End, he won't take on youngsters no more because they'll move on, and he's scared that they'll play the,
that's nothing to do with workers' rights, Charlie, is it? Why does giving workers more rights make them more likely to move on?
No, I never said that, mate. You're not listening.
I am listening. Go on.
What is the new contract means that from day one they have workers' rights equivalent to someone being there 2 years. So they can sue the company for unfair dismissal, or you're not being fair to me, or you're not paying me enough. They've got equivalent to a 2-year contract. So an employer is now scared that if they go, because youngsters tend to move around a little bit, as you know, in their first jobs, and what they're concerned about is they may play the unfair dismissal card, which is going to cost the company money. So,
but that would still have to go to a tribunal. Company that would go to a tribunal. The company would argue their case. If they had a case, then they've got nothing to worry about.
You obviously, I don't know. Have you ever employed people?
No, I've never employed people directly. I've always been a worker.
Okay, but there's a shock on it because
because if you haven't got if it goes through a tribunal and you haven't treated your workers unfairly, what's the problem? You'll win the case.
You obviously haven't been to a tribunal. When you go to a tribunal, it's already weighed against you. It's loaded against the employer. Believe me, it's loaded against you. And any employer knows that. And all it is he said, she said. So the youngster says, he got rid of me for nothing. And the boss says, well, he weren't really doing his job properly, so we got rid of him. So it's he said, she said. It's unnecessary is what I'm trying to say. We don't need it in the workplace. After 2 years...
It's not unnecessarily if you have been unfairly dismissed, is it? You wouldn't say it was unnecessary there.
Look, employers don't unfairly dismiss people.
Of course they do. Of course they do, Charlie. Don't be silly.
Sorry?
Of course they do.
No, they don't.
What, you say nobody in this country has ever been unfairly dismissed by an employer?
We're not here to disagree. You're here to get my opinion.
Well, we are if you're going to tell me no one's ever been unfairly dismissed before.
No, you're joking. Of course they have.
You just said it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it's an easy card to play that he got rid of me because he didn't like me. Look, in the workplace, unfortunately, that's what goes on. But coming away from that, it's a great thing to give minimum wage a big increase, totally for it. Right. It will affect businesses, and so will the workers' rights affect businesses. But of course, it's the right move to try and encourage people into work. But unfortunately, I think it's going to backfire on them because I don't believe anything that they're doing is going to help businesses. And from a business point of view, we think we're going to be hammered for, capital gains tax, possibly an increase in the basic rate of tax is going up. So they're already hitting businesses. They should be encouraging businesses. But hopefully, look, it's the best thing I've heard that she's going to do in the budget for once.
The increase in the minimum wages?
Undoubtedly, that's the best thing that I've heard up to now. But everything else, I don't think it's going to help businesses. But I'm all for it. People should be paid more. But unfortunately, it's going to cost people their job because many people will not continue to employ them.
But I mean, there's people texting in legitimately making the point that if you run a business and the business doesn't do well enough to actually pay people a proper wage, then it's not a very successful business. It's not a proper business.
I'll agree with you. I mean, I don't think from a business point of view that if you're running a business that the government should be able to top people's wages up. In other words, if you ain't got it right, I'm agreeing with your listener. I mean, I don't argue about everything. I agree with what they're saying. It's all wrong. But I'm just saying this from a business point of view, the budget will it's commercial suicide, what we believe she's going to come out with. She's not helping businesses.
What do you mean commercial suicide?
Well, many business. I thought you having a wind up, didn't you?
No, go on.
And commercial suicide. Basically, business is going to go down the pan. Business is not going to expand. Business is not going to employ more people.
But then why? Charlie, I'm slightly confused because you're saying it's a good idea and you support it, but then you're also telling me loads of businesses are going to go under and thousands of people are going to lose their jobs.
Right. But it's good for workers. Of course it is.
It's not good if they're all made redundant, though. If that's what you're telling me, that a lot of people are going to be made redundant, it's not good for.
What I'm trying to say is, unfortunately, I think it backfire. If it works and somebody earns more money than rather being treated like a slave slave, it's a great thing. And if it gets youngsters into work, brilliant. I don't think £3 a day will encourage a youngster to get a job all of a sudden. That's on the very minimum. The next ones, they get a score or £20 a week extra. Hopefully that does encourage people into the workplace. But my thoughts I think it'll backfire.